To promote friendly relationships among all people is the fourth line of the martial arts pledge in Choi Kwang Do. And how do we apply this to business? Is there any room for friendliness in business, or is it all just about purely business and being really straight and being really firm? Or is there a balance to be found? Hey, my name's Rishi Patel. I'm the founder of Selling in Alignment, where I work with coaches and consultants to reprice and package their services to discover and live their purpose. We'll just have a listen to the sound, which is looking good from there. Great. Okay, so we're going to go straight into it by talking about a balance between firmness and friendliness. And we're really going to look at the importance of having that balance. Why is balance important? First of all, balance is a core aspect of any kind of martial arts training. It doesn't matter what style of martial arts training you practice, and there are hundreds that you could choose from. It doesn't matter, and the essence of a martial art is balance. And balance, they look at it in terms of a physical perspective, and the life lesson there is really how we can apply balance to every single aspect of our lives. So how can we bring balance to this line in the pledge and then apply it into a selling situation or into business? To promote friendly relationships among all people, can we really do that? Here's the thing, there has to be a balance, and that balance can be found in specifically the way in which we guide someone forward, the way in which we move someone forward into the next level of their being. You see, what I mean by that is a lot of the time in sales situations, you're going to come across people who have limiting beliefs. And they have limiting beliefs around what they can achieve and why they shouldn't take something on, why they shouldn't move forward with something which we know will give them a really great result. We come from a very congruent space around knowing that our product or service as a coach, consultant, or service provider is something that will give them betterment inside of their business or their lives. And so our goal and our guide and our righteous duty is to move them forward beyond those limiting beliefs. And sometimes being friendly is about being firm. What do I mean by that? And there's a balance there. Sometimes in order to be friendly and to be their friend, we need to be firm in terms of how we move them beyond a way of thinking. And this is really important. And so there is a balance that can be achieved in this. We can speak in an assertive way and yet be polite. And that's the balance that we're looking for. So there is a way of being firm and polite at the same time. And so when we need to move something forward, or a client comes back with a limiting belief, which they've come back with over and over again, there's something to be said in that space around, hey, I've heard you. I've got that this is where you are with this. And I suggest we still do this because I know that you will transition headspace from here to here if we take this on. And again, it's something that we need to be very convinced with inside of our own being that this is absolutely going to happen in that particular way at that particular time. We need to have belief in our product that we're going to get that result. Otherwise, it's incongruent. And if we do have that belief that what we have as a product or a service can make a difference to our clients, then it's our goal to be firm and friendly at the same time. And so another aspect of firmness and friendliness and promoting friendly relationships among all people lies in boundary setting. Now, how can boundary setting and promoting friendly relationships among all people ever have anything in common? Well, they can. And so what we can do is establish very clear boundaries between ourselves and the way we price our products and services. So we need to be friendly to the business. We need to be friendly to the business. Now, if we look at the business as a separate entity, if we look at the business as something that is separate to us, is different to us, is something that is an external entity that needs nurture, that needs growth, that needs that love, that needs that guiding, then we really get to apply a firmness in boundary setting. Because the business needs to price its products and services at a level which it's going to be able to fuel all of its future growth, in which it's going to be able to keep all of its expenses and create a profit and pay you at the same time. And so this needs a boundary around it. So we may be tempted to reduce the price just to win business. And at the same time, there's a firmness and a friendliness that we can have towards the business around setting a boundary to say, hey, no, you know what, even if the client comes back with that objection and just says, oh, but even if it was just 20% cheaper, I'd be able to do it. There's something in and around understanding boundaries that the business has set, that we have set for the business that honors its pricing. And so there's a lot of power inside of that as well. Something I've already spoken about is overcoming limiting beliefs. Now, clients generally come up with limiting beliefs, especially potential clients. Potential clients that you're working with, that you want to work with, that you want to move forward into a product or a service that you're running, may often come back with limiting beliefs. And I invite you to really look, really tap deep into, can we be almost aggressive in our approach to helping them overcome their limiting beliefs and still be friendly? Again, those two words, aggressive and friendly, how can that ever coexist? It can, because there's a balance. And sometimes, just sometimes, being friendly means an element of aggression. Now, the word aggression can be looked at with a negative connotation. And that's if we're looking at it as being aggressive to someone. Now, if we're being aggressive towards a limiting belief that someone has, that's completely different. And why is that different? It's because the person is not the limiting belief. The person is having an experience, and inside of the experience, this limiting belief is coming up that's stopping them from getting somewhere. And so where we can step into this space, and what I do a lot of inside of our training and inside of our coaching and role playing and really looking, going deep and getting intentional on our sales calls, is how can we be so firm and friendly in a way in which these limiting beliefs of our potential clients just melt away. And we role play these scenarios. And so there's a power inside of being able to do that. And so there's an empathy that's required in being firm yet friendly. And remember, empathy different from sympathy, which is very, very critical to understand the key difference. Now, if we have sympathy for someone, and let's say we're on a cruise ship and they're feeling seasick, if we have sympathy and they're throwing up over the edge of this cruise, this beautiful liner, this cruise boat, and they're throwing up into the sea, if we have sympathy, we're going to go up to the railing and join them and throw up as well, right? So that would be sympathy. Now, if we have empathy, we'll prepare a glass of water, we'll prepare some towels, we'll hold a space for them to get out what they need to get out and then just comfort them. And there's a difference between sympathy and empathy. And so what we have in this balance between firmness and friendliness is empathy. And empathy is incredibly powerful. So we want to keep that. And so we can bring together these strategies of really getting intentional with our clients, really talking to our clients in a way in which takes them beyond these limiting beliefs in a firm way, maintaining that friendliness. And this is how we can really bring this line of the martial arts pledge into everything that we do. See, we have to judge the situation for what it is. If it's a situation in which we know in every cell of our being that we have something that can move someone beyond their limiting beliefs, then we will need to be firm and friendly at the same time in order to transition that client and have them create a brand new space. In a lot of cases, clients that I've worked with that have gone on to become incredibly successful have had limiting beliefs which we've had to overcome first before they can step into that new space, that new headspace, that new space of empowerment, that new space of transformation, something come about in their life that they're really now thriving around and enjoying. We had to get them beyond that first, and that takes something. So that's my consideration for this week. How can we really bring the firmness and friendliness into our businesses, into our lives? That's it from me. Until the next time, keep selling in alignment.